What's going on, YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition to my Godzilla comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Starship Godzilla, issue number 1. This is the third and final book of the Kai-Sei Era, the new ongoing shared continuity at IDW Comics for their Godzilla series. Now, we have Godzilla Kai-Sei Era, which is kind of the main series. Then we have Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone, which is kind of exploring the dead zone aspects of the world inhabited by titans. Now we have Starship Godzilla, which is meant to explore more of the cosmic side of this shared universe. And in this thing, we don't see Godzilla at all. In fact, Godzilla is not even mentioned, to my knowledge, in this entire issue. But it is set in the same continuity, and the Godzilla that we do see is Mechagodzilla. Now, Mechagodzilla is basically just one giant, like, spaceship kind of that pilots that they kind of take across the galaxy as this crew goes on various adventures is the best way to describe it. So we have a couple different lead characters in this thing. I think I got everyone's name down. So this one is written by Chris Gooch and artist Oliver Ono. As you can see there, Mechagodzilla kind of reminds me of the Astro Megazord from Power Rangers in Space. That's the best comparison I can give to this Mechagodzilla being used as the spaceship to kind of travel around the galaxy. I'm surprised they didn't use Mogera, since in Godzilla vs. Space, Godzilla and Mogera actually went to space. Mechagodzilla didn't really do that, but that's just me being a Godzilla fan. I think if you're going to travel, who wouldn't want to travel on a giant Mechagodzilla throughout the cosmos? So we have this crew. I think this guy was named Rohan. Her name is Ion, and then we have Ilsa's kind of their oracle-like character, the one who they kind of talk to, and then there was this ape character. Was it Ralphie or something like that, who might be in connection with the simians, but I'm just saying that because he's a talking ape. But yeah, so they go in there and they steal these valuable kaiju eggs, and they're going to sell them to some sort of bidder who is kept ambiguous by the end of this issue. So they take the eggs back to their place. There seems to be some bidding war on some alien, almost like planet. So we do get to see something that feels very much out of like a Star Wars type thing, where they go to planets and they have the smugglers and all that. That's kind of the storyline that we're sort of getting in this thing, and some interesting worlds, and it leaves the potential for some cool stuff. So they steal the kaiju eggs and then basically get the hell out of there. And one of the eggs seems to hatch and causes chaos amongst the ship. They try to kill the thing, but the lead girl right here is kind of against the idea, saying it's just a baby that was scared, and she's able to kind of be more tender and caring towards it, and that seems to be kind of okay right there. And then the issue ends where they're talking about, does Ian know that who the dealer is that's going to be buying these eggs? And the one guy is like, nope, not really. And then he opens fire, and it's left ambiguous as to whether or not he shoots her or he's going to be shooting the eggs. And they tease that they're going to be going to the territory of King Ghidorah in the next issue, and it makes you wonder, is Mechagodzilla actually going to fight this thing or whatnot? So yeah, Starship Godzilla, again, the Godzilla title feels, it's set in the same continuity, but there's not even one mention or anything of Godzilla in this thing. So if you're expecting that going into this, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. And that's kind of like the takeaway with the Kai-Sei Era. If you're expecting everything to be fully Godzilla focused, that's not exactly what you're going to get. Godzilla is just kind of the name that they kind of like put on there for marquee value. It should say Starship Mechagodzilla, if I'm being honest, because Mechagodzilla is who appears in this thing. There's no other Toho kaijus or anything like that. The end of the issue teases not Mecha King Ghidorah, just King Ghidorah in general, as who's going to show up next that they have to face off against. But really, other than that, it just kind of feels very distant from the other stuff in the Kai-Sei Era. How will it connect to what's going on at Godzilla? I don't exactly know. I mean, we have these eggs that they're after, and they're going to be meeting some sort of buyer. Is this buyer in connection to the stuff going on Earth? Is the main villain from the main Kai-Sei Era book going to be crossing over into the two other titles? I don't exactly know, but this is a shared universe, and there's other aspects of the galaxy aside from just Godzilla. And if that's what you're looking for, you want to see more of this world fleshed out and see some other kind of interesting things, then you'll probably gravitate towards this issue a little bit more. If you're expecting some kaiju, I mean, they have kaiju eggs, and they're just kind of babies. But if you're expecting something like a big kaiju brawl or anything like that, you're just not going to get that in this storyline. So it might not exactly be for everybody. And the idea of going across the universe within a Godzilla connected universe is something I've kind of always wanted to see a little bit more. Okay, so we got we know Godzilla's on Earth, but what about all the other mysterious planets that out there? Like, let's explore that. And that's kind of where this storyline comes into the mix. And, you know, it's your basic thing, steal some things, give to the highest bidder, and it just happens to exist in the continuity of a Godzilla series. So, yeah, that's kind of the issue in a nutshell, I suppose. But all in all, I thought it was okay. Again, it's stuff I've seen before in other sci-fi media. Just the only cool thing really that kind of sets it apart is their spaceship is Mechagodzilla, and it very much reminds me of the Astro Megazord. It'll probably transform basically into a Megazord if you can kind of count Mechagodzilla as that sort of thing. So that's kind of cool, but we haven't seen it do anything. It's just we have a couple characters here. We haven't really established anyone all that well, I suppose. But we know that this girl here is the lead, so we'll have to see where it goes. I mean, it's only issue 1, so I'm hoping the next issues pick up the pace and get some more interesting stuff going on here. But as it stands, this was just kind of an okay first issue. Didn't wow me right out the get-go, but I'm willing to give it a chance to see which direction it goes. And I mean, hell, it's a Godzilla comic book. I'm going to be covering it regardless, so I'm hoping it picks up a little bit more. And it didn't, like I said, didn't wow me the first issue. But again, it's only issue 1. I'll have to wait and see how the story unfolds. And who knows, maybe this will be my favorite of the Kai-Sei Era books. But after issue 1, it was, you know, stuff I've seen before. Not necessarily in a Godzilla-esque continuity, but in other sci-fi mediums per se. So, yeah, there you go. But anyways, those are my quick thoughts on it. What did you all think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that fun stuff. I got a few more comic book reviews I want to get out today, and then that should be kind of good. So, all right, as always, take care now. Bye-bye then. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.